3, 2, 1.
What's going on, everybody? AJ Capasso here, host and founder of Talking with the Source, and my good old friend has just completely disappeared next to me.
Hey, it's Ramen from Paranormal.
Oh my God, he just showed up with a cat on the screen. What's wrong with you? What is wrong with you? Oh my God.
I've got to pop her off each time.
Anyway, man, see, you're full of surprises, man. I wasn't even ready for that one. Well, listen, anyway, we have an awesome show today, but first, we have a couple co-hosts, man, okay? And I don't know if one's going to show up, but we have another one. So as you see in the background, the little thing we have is Through the Lens with the Source. That means that our buddy, Brian Laverty, of Through the Lens with Brian and Lex and Hunophobia Canada is with us. What is up, Brian?
It's Brian.
How's it going, Robin? So
How's
I
it
was
going?
looking at your intro, and the hand thing, the beginning really threw me off. Is that what happens when you're, on the street corner? All the hands are coming after you and stuff like that?
It's my signal. It's like a taxi. You got to call your clients over,
Yeah.
So when you don't have, have the rack, you got to do something. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's that. Sometimes it's that. Sometimes it's the windmill. You know what I'm talking about. I mean,
I do. I couldn't help but think of street corner when I saw those hands.
Yeah, I had to.
The shop window.
Anyway,
you go. That's what I was thinking.
On a better note, guys, we have a great guest today. It's one of our great friends, brother in the paranormal. First, I just want to say this episode is sponsored by our friends over at Dragon Novelties, good friends of mine. If you're in the Connecticut area in the USA, go over to the Meriden Mall. Dragon Novelties is right in the Meriden Mall. If not, just go to Facebook. They have their online store right there if you like collectibles, anime, all that cool stuff. But let's get to the episode. So today we have good old Raymond Newsome of Newsome Paranormal. And let me tell you something. Your last name should be Nuisance, my friend, because you're always in the comments causing havoc. So it's about time you're on.
That's what I do. It really is.
Well,
See, he's learning from
I'm
me.
the same way in person too. Ask Brian.
Yes, he is. Yep, he is. While we were filming, he happened to make a couple of comments about Canadians.
Oh,
It was funny. We were upstairs in Carl's room at Bobby Mackey's, and he says, I was actually watching it the other day because the video that I'm doing, it's almost done, and for Bobby Mackey's, and I think we were upstairs in Carl's room, and he said, I forget what he said. He said, forgive Brian for his accent because he's Canadian, I think he said.
No, I said don't forget to make fun of Brian because he's Canadian.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
oh my gosh. Only you, right? Oh, moment.
And he said it in the basement too, I believe, as well.
I think so.
Yeah.
Demons, I tell you. I love it.
That was a great time, actually.
There is something worse than that, though, Brian.
What's that?
Being from Connecticut.
It's true.
Hey, I will be in Connecticut in June, so
I've been to Connecticut. Connecticut.
Yeah, but the best thing about Connecticut is the road out of it.
He has a point.
I don't agree with you. Connecticut's a nice place. Certain parts are nice.
For anybody from Connecticut that's watching, I'm joking.
Yeah, Connecticut is.
no, it's not.
Yeah, unless you live here, then you want to shoot yourself.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's great.
It's nice to visit, but that's about it.
Well, Ray, anyway, on a better note, tell me something, man. I never actually got to ask you this. Like, how did you get into this? How did you get into the paranormal? How did you get into, like, this whole thing?
The way it turned out this here recently in the last, over a year, I went to Galveston, Texas on vacation, and we were touring some of the older houses, and I was taking pictures like I do. And one of them it came up weird. And I started looking. The closer you looked, the more you saw of the thing that was just kind of standing beside the mirror. And you can make out like a head, a hat, and eyes, and like a tie and everything, like it was wearing a suit. And it was just wild. So I was like, oh God, I've really got to start looking more into this.
Definitely. So it was just like you saw something, all of a sudden you were like, it fascinated you, and you just had to go towards it, right?
Well, I always had fascination anyway, but that just kind of threw me down this path that I've just kept spiraling down.
Definitely. Was it like this, like?
Do you ever notice before you go any further? Do you ever notice that everybody that comes on the show, and we ask this, always has seen something in their life? We've never had anybody come on and say, "Nah, you know what? I just thought I'd go for it."
Yeah.
What if I could look at this? No.
Well, I think that's what has to happen. You know what I mean? See, like Joanne just said in the comments, she just said, like a moth to a flame. It's really true. I mean, you have to have that experience, I think. I mean, what do you guys think? Do you think that you have to have that experience to really get into this? I mean, do you know anyone, Bri? I mean, or
Yeah, oh yeah, I know people that had no experiences whatsoever and got into paranormal investigations.
Oh, really?
For sure. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, see,
I think there's a lot of people that watch programs on TV and think, "I could do that," or "I want to do that," and then they just take it from there. But
yeah, true.
Yeah. Or they're watching the program and think it's really cool and something they want to try, you know. And once I always say once you get into this field and you capture your first piece of evidence, it's like a drug. You want to get more and more and more.
Yeah.
You know, and I know a few people like that.
Once you get in, you can't get out.
Yeah. No.
Hotel California.
That's true. True.
Like a tattoo, you get a tattoo, you want to get another one. That addiction.
That's the truth too.
I got several.
Anthony Ceballos.
Hey, Ashley, how are you? Thank you for joining us.
Have you met up with Ashley yet and done an investigation, Raymond?
Not yet, but she is supposed to be at Octagon Hall with us, so
okay,
that'll be fun.
Ray, I wanted to ask, what was the most recent investigation you had?
It was a home investigation with the group Spirit Mechanics, and we went to someone's home in Indiana, and that was a trip and a half. Let me tell you.
How far of a drive is that for you?
Yeah.
Huh?
How far of a drive is that for you?
The way I drive is about 4 hours.
So, do you drive slow or you drive fast?
Yes.
He means have he got a lead foot?
Yeah.
You drive slow,
that means I'm surprised my car actually touched the ground.
If you drive slow, then that's why it took you 4 hours. If you drive fast, it should have really taken you 2 hours.
Well, no, it said it was about a 5-hour drive, and we even stopped for food, and I made it in 4 hours.
Good for you.
Good for you for breaking the law.
Yeah.
Right? That's it. And if there's any police watching,
yeah, I know, right? Just totally.
His name is Raymond Newsome.
Actually, the only times that we saw cops, they were on the other side of the highway with someone else pulled over.
Yeah,
there was never anyone on our side of the highway, ever.
Yeah, you got lucky there.
Cool.
That's good.
Very cool.
So tell me, man, what equipment you guys use over at the last house investigation, and really what investigation about? Like how did it begin? Like how'd you hear of it? How'd you become? How did it come your way?
Well, my buddy Jeff that I investigate with at Brian Met, he got the case first, and he was like, "Well, I want to take and bring it up to this other group that I know, which is Spirit Mechanics. This is a group of nothing but psychics and mediums. That's what they are. They don't use equipment.
That's awesome.
They just go and cleanse houses. That's what they do." And he talked them into letting me come in to help run equipment because that's what I do. So we went in and set up cameras throughout the house. And then we were using, EVP recorder, spirit box, my fun little, gadget that I play with, which is the Vortex Static Dome. It's a natural EMF detector. And it's kind of, actually, I got it right here. And it's just this right here.
Oh, that is awesome. Want to tell us a little about it, sir, for the viewers that don't know what it is?
Like I said, it's another EMF detector, and equipment does not set it off. I mean, I've got it right here beside my phone, and it's not budging.
That is awesome. That's
So,
a big thing.
Yeah. The only time I've ever seen static actually set it off is I had my bag right beside it, and I moved it, and that was the only time that something other than, possible activity set it off.
Yeah.
So.
No, see,
I like
I
that.
love devices like that where like they're not going to get set off by certain certain equipment, because certain EMF detectors, man, are so sensitive that they'll get picked up sometimes by an IR light. I remember I had a EMF detector that literally, if I had my IR light on and it was shining too close near it, the EMF detector for some reason would go off. It was the weirdest fucking thing. Like,
Oh yeah.
I like that though. Possible activity, not running around going, a demon set it off.
Oh yeah.
Now I always say stuff like that when I'm joking because
Possible activity, Raymond. I like it.
possible activity, because nothing is completely ever confirmed until you actually
doing
see
house
the thing.
investigations.
Yeah.
The reason I love doing house investigations is because they're so unpredictable. You don't know
They
what
really
you're gonna
are, and this one was no exception. Which
Yeah.
we started doing something new, and I loved it. And it was when I would run the spirit box, I had a voice recorder in my hand at the same exact time. So anything that we missed coming through the spirit box while we were investigating live was picked up with the voice recorder. And there was one part we went into the kid's bedroom, and while we were doing our introductions and stuff, my buddy Dustin was saying, my name is Dustin, this is Steve, and he got to my name, he was like, this is Raymond, and he started to talk on, but through the spirit box it says, hey Raymond. At the time we didn't hear it, but I had it on the voice recorder when I went back to review.
That I love it. I hear my name. I tell you what, it's a creepy thing, but I love it. I mean, what do you think? I mean, obviously, it probably fascinates you too, huh, Ray?
Oh yeah, I enjoy it a lot.
Yeah.
Like, hey, they like me, or they're just pissed off at me. I got called an asshole a lot while we were there.
But okay,
You know you well then.
yeah. I wanted to ask you a question, bro. You know how you said that you like house investigations, but they're very unpredictable. My question is how are they more unpredictable than going into a regular location and doing an investigation? Because you can walk in there and not really have the thing that you think is going to happen. You know what I mean? So what do you mean by that? By when you said that before? And I don't know if he hears me or unless I'm lagging. Hey, Brian.
Brian.
Priest.
No,
Thank you first.
I can hear you guys.
Oh, okay. You can hear me? Oh, Brian.
Oh, yeah.
So did you hear what my question was?
No, you cut out a little bit.
Oh, okay. So my question was, how is a house investigation more unpredictable than going into a location?
I always say this: when you're going into a location, and especially if it's a location a lot of people have gone into, you know what to expect. In a house investigation, you don't. Because like for example, when I went to Octagon Hall, we had the tour guide tell us what usually occurs in the location. But when you go into house investigation, I sometimes find that the owners will sometimes embellish. And then sometimes you can capture your own evidence that maybe never happened before in the house. I know that can happen in the.
Sometimes they underplay it too because they don't want people to think they're crazy.
Well, yeah.
I think it all depends as well, because I've done a couple of house investigations, and I do them if I get them, but I'm not a big fan of them for the simple reason is I find that when you go into a house investigation, and people they always say, "Oh, this happens, that happens," and a lot of the time you never get the same stuff happening that they say it does. That's what I find.
Yeah, I get that. I get that. But generally, if I'm going into a house investigation, there's a lot of questions before I actually do the house investigation.
Yeah,
And you can pretty well determine after several questions if they're embellishing their location or not. So, and if they're not, and you've determined that what they're saying is truthful or whatever, then I'm walking into that investigation knowing, kind of knowing what's going to happen. Yes, but at the same point, it's unpredictable because something else could happen entirely different from what they're saying. And I know that can happen in a abandoned place, but if you've had 200 investigators go into an abandoned place and they're all basically capturing the same thing,
Oh yeah.
but a house investigation, you're just walking in and something could be said that they haven't heard before, something was done that they haven't seen before, and that's why I tend to like house investigations. And then on top of that, the ending and letting the people know, because a lot of times they see something being thrown, they automatically think it's demonic, but you can easily tell them, and you can see that relief in their eyes when you say, you know what, there's nothing demonic here, you're safe. What I tell them is sit down as a family, in the kitchen or in the family room, and basically tell it to leave. It's not welcomed here. And 9 times out of 10, they will leave. And you can see the relief in the families, especially if there's kids involved, that relief of saying, okay, well, thank God that's not a demon. You know what I mean? And and that's the problem with a lot of these people that are watching paranormal investigations on TV. They think they see it on TV, it's happening in their house because something similar happened. And what they have to understand is probably what they're seeing on TV had nothing to do with a demon either. And
but
there's definitely differences. But
I've got a little theory. Whenever you're finished, Brian, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I come up with an idea earlier on this year, and I didn't really tell anybody about it, but I'm going to tell you now, right? No, AJ, what are you laughing
Your own
for?
pin-up calendar?
No one wants to know your secret.
It's not your Playboy photo shoot.
Yes, it came out of the field. Wasn't expecting that one. Wow, good.
I don't watch
good.
anybody else on YouTube from the UK unless I have to. I actually became friends with a guy, and he's an urban explorer. He doesn't do paranormal. He does urban exploring. And all he does is obviously go into the buildings and take pictures. And he finds new ones all the time. And he gives them to me to then go and do paranormal in them after he's basically explored them. So a lot of the buildings I go into, there's been very few or no paranormal teams that have been in there. And I try and do it that way, or look for my own. Go on Google Maps. Google Maps is your best tool.
Yeah, you spend way too much time on Google Maps.
I do.
Yes.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Anything looks overgrown, check it out. Because more times than enough I've found, it looks overgrown. I go and check, and it's abandoned.
There you go.
You've never been to Eastern Kentucky, so that doesn't necessarily apply here.
Oh, that's
Oh,
it's funny because it's true.
I want to say, hey, look, it's Peter.
I was trying to get her on. I wanted to send her the link to try to surprise you guys.
Well, what the heck, Peter? Get on here.
I was trying to surprise you guys. I was going to send her the link and see her come up, but she said she's unable to come on.
Well, so Ray, I want her to come on. Hopefully, if she could, that'd be great. But Ray, so I have some of these clips here that you had me upload, and I want to go over.
Well, you asked for them, so I sent them to you.
Well, no, I know. That's why I didn't. Oh, I did. Yeah, you're right.
It's not.
Oh,
It's not the other clips, AJ, is it? No.
oh, no,
No,
that was from the
those
side.
cost money.
You don't want to
So,
see those.
anyway, so Bray, I don't really know the order that I put them in, but I'm gonna play them and then you can explain it if that's cool.
All right, I'll do my best.
Cool.
That's always.
Okay, if you're still up here with us, can you make one of these lights change color again, please? Dude.
Right on.
Right when I ask. Can you walk in front of that little device on the floor and just stand there and make that music start playing?
What the hell was that?
Sound like a hiss.
Yeah. Came through my headphones.
Were you abused here? If you were abused here, I'm so sorry that you had to endure that. But could you let us know by making one of these lights change color? If you were abused during your time here, let us know. This is the room earlier that I was in that made me feel really nauseous. And again, that's not something that I normally say.
All right, Ray. So tell us a little bit about what's going on here.
All right, so we are at Madison Seminary outside Cleveland, Ohio, and it was me, Jeff, and Clonnie Smith, and another guy who I won't mention for reasons. And me and Clonnie were in the top floor in the main area that you enter when you come up the stairs, and he had his, EMF rope laid out there, and we were, getting to respond to different things. So I started recording, and while we were recording, he asked to play with the music box, and right about that time, we hear like something hiss at us from down the hallway, and that was our reaction to it. So
that is awesome.
So what is that you were using then? That strip of lights? What is that?
that is called an EMF rope. It has like separate EMF detectors all the way across the rope. And
Right.
actually, at one point, we got something to the whole thing just turned red all the way down the rope, like something ran past it. And it only did it the one time. So
I liked it because I saw the light go off in the beginning, right when you asked that question. So right when he asked that question, so it was really cool. I mean, I thought that was really awesome. I'm gonna play the next clip right now, and you're gonna explain this one for us.
Yeah, it's long, tedious work, but sometimes it pays off. Hopefully, you at least picked us up on it. Could you hear us on it? Yeah. Okay. Good. Oh. They say let me rest. You go right ahead and rest if you need to rest. We're not trying to demand anything from you. We just appreciate anything that you can give us. $9.22. Okay. I promise we won't take up too much more of your time. Oh, yep, I heard it. See how I'm getting that to light up? By shaking it. If you come over and bump that, it'll do the same exact thing. And as always, the box with the red light on it there, if you walk up to it, it'll light up too. You seem to like it when that light... Oh, there it goes. There it goes. There's the cat ball. Thank you for that. Can you step away from it? Thank you.
All right.
You guys were doing there, you were basically setting up the cat ball at the end, and obviously the cat ball went off. Obviously it was pretty far away from you. And obviously it was, you didn't really have the camera up the whole entire time to see what was around because it was pretty dark out. But what was going on in the beginning?
That we were at Sachs Covered Bridge. Actually, that was the first investigation I ever took my oldest two kids on.
Oh,
And
nice.
one's at one end and the other is at the other end of the bridge. So actually there was nobody in that middle once I stepped away. And there was a couple other investigators from Tennessee there. Very cool people, wonderful people. I can't remember their name at the right now. But they were at the far end where my son was. And that's who I was conversing with. Because he had headphones and an EVP recorder walking around doing live EVP.
Cool.
And so I'd set it up and Stefan was walking back. I think I was actually looking for more equipment at the time because it was where my daughter was with the other cameras. And that's when I turned and it was flashing there. And of course, when I asked it to step away from it, it stopped. So,
Yeah. No, I love the cat balls. And you brought cat balls too?
Brian's in trouble.
Brian is always in trouble with PETA.
Yep, you're in trouble.
I was listening to Ray. I was respecting the man and his story, so I was listening. I was
Listening intently.
I was listening intently because this is all cool stuff. I love when people show clips of their investigations and stuff they've captured.
that was
you have no idea who talks. Ray, what did you say when we were at Bobby Mackey's?
which time?
When we were in the basement.
I don't even remember. It's on YouTube.
You're so respectful. You're so respectful when you talk to the spirits. And then I think
What did he say?
you have to be respectful.
No, you have to be. You're absolutely right.
I try to be respectful because, these spirits were people with, bodies once and the personality and everything is still there. So they still deserve respect as much as
I think the
I
more
give you and
respectful,
AJ and Robin.
You're so mean. I'm not mean. I think I think if the more respectful you are, the more likely you're going to capture some evidence.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Actually, I think there's a clip in there from Bobby Mackey's.
Well, I'm going to play the next one right now. This is one that is a night vision clip. So here, I'm going to play it right now.
All right.
Well, to the Ken family, hello.
Hello.
I am Jeff. I have come here from Sparta, Kentucky. It's a couple hundred miles to get here. I'm sure you see a lot of people in here doing the same stuff that we're doing. I'll say like we just said over in the other building, we mean you no harm. We're not going to be mean or say bad things to you. It's Saturday night, and it's nice and warm outside, and we just came up here to hang out. That's it. So, if anybody would like to step forward and introduce themselves to us, that would be great. We would love that. Did you hear that, Tom?
Yeah, that was tractor trailer.
Yeah, messed it up. Well, it's kind of loud back here, ain't it? You have a lot of noise. Nowadays you do.
Especially with them putting all these big highways through here. I doubt it was that loud back in your day, wasn't it? What was that?
I don't know. I heard it. Let me see if I can make this chair make it a little softer.
Huh?
That's good. Sure. And it's so loud, it's hard to ask questions.
Here's another
Is what?
Is anyone upstairs? Would you like to come down and speak with us? We drove a long way to get here. I don't know if you remember me. I was here years and years ago with my family when they would hold fall festivals here. We were set up not too far from here, actually.
Do you got none?
So go ahead. Ray.
All right, that one it was my buddy Jeff and I. We partner up a lot, obviously. We were at Augley's Village in Defiance, Ohio.
Mhm.
And like I said, I grew up around that area, so it was kind of a bittersweet trip anyway, because of me and the history with the area. And that was one of the several buildings on the property. There's like 30-some buildings on the property that you have access to.
Mm.
And at the beginning of the clip, you know, we hear the tractor trailer come through, and then there's a thump. And Jeff was asking what that was. And I made sure to put that in the clip to show, you know, I heard it outside the building. It was the tractor trailer coming through. So it wasn't, you know, actual paranormal evidence. It was just a thump that came through the video. But also, the whole time we were there, we kept hearing other thumps upstairs. That's why we were asking if there's anyone up there. Another interesting thing about that house is we kept hearing scratching over by the wall. It's not in the clip, but we kept hearing scratching, and we looked, and there's a flying squirrel that popped out from behind a animal skin that was on the wall, and then climbed across the wall and went up into the upstairs area. We didn't go up there because there's a bunch of bats up there as well. So, you know, the possibility of actual evidence, we're not sure. It was just a cool location.
Absolutely. Hey, how are you?
Ron, quit playing with your pussy.
No, you know, it's so funny because it's for somebody who's not fascinated in the paranormal. If you saw clips like this that didn't have a lot of evidence, you know, that didn't have a lot of stuff, that were a genuine investigator like yourself, you know, it would be boring for them to watch on TV. But in the reality is, this is what real investigating is. It is boring. I mean, it is a bunch of sitting there in the dark with not, you know, in the silence, you know, waiting for something to happen. It's like fishing. You don't just go and catch a bass the minute you go and cast your reel out. I mean, you got to really work for it. You got to wait, you know, you got to wait for that. You got to have the right conditions, all this stuff. And it's the same thing with the paranormal. You know, so I love the authenticity of what you do, Ray. And I know you as a person. I know you.
Absolutely.
So it's so great to see that, you know, great investigator and stuff like
Even though Matt wanted to throw some shade at me that one day.
yeah.
See, I guess that's when you guys are doing it. Let me ask you this: when you guys are doing an investigation, and you have those moments where it is dry, do you guys find it boring? Because for myself, I never ever am bored when I'm doing an investigation, even if there's those dry moments when nothing is going on. I just love it. Even in the I just love everything. Like when I was at Octagon Hall, we were there for almost 14 hours, and the 14 hours, there wasn't a minute where I got bored.
Yeah. Same here.
No, I never get bored either. But I love it. From the UK.
Oh God, here we go.
But yeah, no, Brian, I totally, you know, even when I was in Montana and we spent almost I think it was 10 or 11 hours there, I didn't get bored at all. I mean, it flew by so quickly that I wanted to stay even longer, you know. And Robin Hood, I like that.
We don't want to know why, AJ.
Business was good that night.
Thanks. So Ray, I got another one for you. Here's another clip.
AJ.
All right.
No, I don't want to talk to you. Are you leaving?
Yeah, before you show it, I'm gonna go now because I gotta be up in the morning.
All right.
And I'll never be up if I don't go.
All right, my friend. Well, good seeing you. Thank you for coming in. We'll see you on
See you,
Friday.
buddy.
I'll see you all later on.
See you,
Later.
man.
All right.
All right, so Ray, here we go. I'm gonna play
Okay.
this one now.
All right.
Okay, if you're still up here with us, can you make one of these lights change color again, please? Dude,
Right on.
right when I ask.
Okay, Ray. So what place is that? The reason why I skipped that last video is because I might have uploaded the same one twice, but I'm gonna play that one that I
Looks like it.
play. I'm gonna play it again because I want to just share that one last time with everyone. But tell us what place this is.
That is the outside of of Madison Seminary. I just, really wanted to show everybody how big that building was. And honestly, it still kept going for another good 100 yards. It's a big building.
Mm.
Absolutely,
Wow.
man. Building is huge. I mean, it reminds me of like we have this place called CVH, Connecticut Valley Hospital up here, and I mean it's a multiple buildings that size all over this huge campus, as big as like a college campus, and it's absolutely amazing to see. And I love those old type buildings and seeing those. It must have been so cool being in there at nighttime though.
Oh, yeah. And it was cold before we even stepped into the building at night, because as soon as you come through the main door, which is on the back side,
Yep.
it's not that warm anyway, but then you take a walk through and it was like a refrigerator. The temperature just dropped that fast.
Yeah, I can imagine. Hey, so tell me, what was the most what was the most like craziest thing that happened when you were there?
Besides being attacked by a bat,
Yeah, like paranormal.
definitely the hiss was up there. That back hall where that hiss came from, if you start walking out, it feels like you're going to get bum rushed at any time.
Nice.
It feels like something's getting ready to rush you at any second. And actually, on that back hall,
That's
me and Donnie had a footstep. Sounded like it was coming toward us at one point.
Oh. Hey, Brian, have you had that happen where you got footsteps running towards you?
Yes.
How
Yeah,
freaky?
many times actually. One when I was in the UK, and
Yeah.
we went to this one of the most haunted forests in the UK, and we didn't hear. I heard something, but I wasn't sure what I heard. So we just happened to be doing a voice recorder at that moment, and it's when we listened back to the voice recorder, you can actually hear something running up to us.
Wow.
And obviously, Rosie didn't see it. I didn't see it, and that was an interesting moment. When I go to the church, the abandoned church, I actually left a camera in the main room of the church, and it's on YouTube, and you can actually. Me and Rob. I was with a buddy of mine because I brought him to this church. He wanted to go to this church really badly, so I took him, And so we were doing an SB7 in another room,
Yeah.
and the still camera actually captured footsteps coming up to the camera. Now, what's really, really weird about that is it sounded like it was walking through water, and the carpet was completely dry in that room.
Wow.
That was super cool. Hey, there's Danny.
Danny.
Hey, buddy.
Danny,
Hey,
good to see you're doing great.
Yeah. Can't wait to have him back at with Global.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Prayers to him.
Yeah, I'm glad he's doing well. I'm glad he's. I'm glad that everything worked out in his surgery.
Amen. Amen.
So we're thinking about you, buddy. We are definitely thinking
Absolutely.
about you.
And we thank everyone for the prayers that you sent Danny as well and his family.
Yeah.
So
But yeah, footsteps. I've captured many footsteps over the years when it comes to audio or video, and it is freaky. It is freaky, especially when you don't see them, and all of a sudden you start hearing these footsteps. I was at another place. And we were outside on this one.
Yeah.
And what had happened was, I can't recall what the name of the place is. But the video is up on YouTube. But and what's really weird about the person I was with was reading the history of the captures at this place. And at that specific moment, she said the biggest thing that's heard at this place is footsteps.
Oh,
and all of a sudden we heard footsteps coming across the camera, and then all of a sudden you see, well, actually what you see first is a mist.
Yeah.
And then you hear the footsteps. At the exact moment she was reading the history of this place and what people have captured.
It's like
it was crazy. And I actually turned my camera and go, oh, because I can hear the footsteps. It was right in front of us.
Nice.
That is awesome.
Cool.
That is awesome. To Amanda in the comments, does any of you guys suffer from sleep paralysis? I've actually had only two times my whole life that I've ever suffered with it. Freakiest thing that I've ever experienced. Have you guys ever experienced any of it?
No, not me. It's one thing I've never experienced.
I've felt it before, but I've always been able to push myself out of it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's very hard to do. So you're lucky that you have that. You're very lucky you have that ability to push yourself out of it, because I tried everything when I was in it. I could not push myself out of it. It was only 2 times my whole life, but it was the scariest thing ever.
Sorry, I'm sorry, guys. I'm wrong. It has happened to me once. But it had nothing to do with spiritual. That was because of my ex-wife.
Yeah. Is that what
oh, Raymond knew I was going there.
Yeah, I knew you were going there.
Yeah.
I knew where it was going.
Yeah.
As soon as he said it had nothing to do with spirits.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
But anyway, Ray, so tell us real quick before we end up closing out.
All right.
What is the store for Newsome Paranormal in 2023, man?
Oh, I've already got quite a few things in the works. Brian's actually going to be coming back to Kentucky in April to join me at Octagon Hall.
And hopefully too.
Yeah. And of course, I'm coming up to your area in June. I'll be staying in Connecticut for vacation. And of course, I always investigate on vacation.
You better be hitting me up.
You know I will. Let's see how fast your moped can go.
Absolutely. I'll be mopeding to you, baby.
So you're going to Connecticut for what, sorry?
Family vacation.
Oh, cool. Very cool.
Yep. That's what Gettysburg was last year, too.
Oh, really?
However, I didn't tell anybody that the place we were staying in was haunted.
So what is Danny afraid of?
Yeah, Danny, what are you afraid of? You said you're only afraid of 2 things. We're all like waiting, like very like patiently, like dun dun dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
Turning carnies. I love it. I love it, dude. Oh my gosh, that's too
That's great. I love it.
Tad bit of drama there, mister.
Yeah.
So Joanne asked, are you going to be with Bear, Billy, and Tanya?
No.
No, I guess you're going to be by yourself. Well, that's awesome, man. So do you have any locations that you're like have your eye on for 2023?
See here. Of course, I'll go back to Bobby Mackey's because I always do.
I mean, any other ones besides the ones that you're going to obviously set out to already do? Is there anything on the bucket list?
On the bucket list, I'm definitely going to try to hit the farmhouse on Top Road while up in Connecticut, because that place literally calls to me. I can hear it. And it's going to be interesting walking through those doors.
I'm actually kind of curious what you're planning on doing for the Global Ghost Hunt.
Well, that, my friend, is a secret.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
That's fair.
Yeah. Can't give
Will you tell
everything
me
away.
privately, and if it's a great place, then I'll come down and do it with you.
Okay. Because that'll probably be. I'm still trying to decide if I want to do it in May or October, because October gets extremely busy. So May's usually a safer bet for me.
Okay.
Actually, I'm thinking. I'll tell you in Messenger.
Oh,
Okay.
all right.
That's fair. That's fair.
AJ was like, "Oh, he's going to say it."
Yeah.
I was actually getting excited.
I'm gonna play this last clip, and then we'll close out and call it a night. So hold on, I'm gonna play this. You can explain it real quick, and then we'll get going.
Sounds good.
Okay, if you're still up here with us, can you make one of these lights change color again, please? Dude.
Right on.
Right when I ask. Can you walk in front of that little device on the floor and just stand there and make that music start playing?
What the hell was that?
Sound like a hiss.
Yeah. Came through my headphones.
Were you abused here? If you were abused here, I'm so sorry that you had to endure that. But could you let us know by making one of these lights change color? If you were abused during your time here, let us know. This is the room earlier that I was in that made me feel really nauseous. And again, that's not something that I normally say.
Okay, Ray, I want to ask you a question. When he said, "Can you walk in front of that?" Now I know this is the one we watched before.
Yeah.
I love how the light goes off in the beginning, but when he said, "Can you walk in front of one of those lights?" It looks like one of those lights actually dims out. Now, did they shut off, or was there somebody?
No, they don't shut off. So, that was possibly a shadow, because at the time I didn't really pay attention. Huh?
Did you see what I'm saying? Like one light, like it dimmed out, like completely went black.
Yeah.
Like something stepped in front of it?
Yeah, you didn't see that?
Play it again.
No, not at the moment.
Here,
Play it again.
I'm gonna play it again. Watch one of the lights. It's directly in front of the camera. If you're like right in the middle there, watch again.
Okay, if you're still up here with us, can you make one of these lights change color again, please? Dude.
Right on.
Right when I ask. Can you walk in front of that little device on the floor and just stand?
Yeah, right there at the beginning and the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good. You're on mute, AJ.
Sorry. How about now?
You're good.
Yeah, you're good now. But yeah, it was right at the beginning and right at the end.
Yeah.
It flickered.
You still hear the video?
No.
Video's gone, man. Yeah.
There we go. Yeah, sorry about that.
Good.
Still hear the video on my end. So.
Oh, okay. No, that was good. That was good. Like Danny said, that was a great catch.
Yeah, no, I just saw it, and right when he said it, I was like, "Oh my gosh,"
But that's the one that you sent me, Raymond, to listen to, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was good because I did hear the stream. It was the stream right at the beginning, right?
Well, it was whenever he asked that to walk over toward the music box, and then you hear the scream, which kind of sounded like a hiss for us,
Yeah,
come
but
from
it was
down the
definitely a
hallway.
stream. It was definitely a stream.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was loud.
Yeah, it was good. It was good.
Even
That was a great catch. You know, those streams in the background when you get them on your video camera, your audio is just amazing.
yeah,
Just amazing catches. I love those.
absolutely. We had Amanda in the comments. She said that there was like heavy breathing. So I don't know if that might have been you guys, might have not been, but you know, that was also pretty significant too, which is pretty cool. So, but right, that was some awesome stuff, man. I'm super happy for you, man, and I'm glad that I got to, you know, showcase some clips of, you know, very genuine, someone I know that's very genuine and very like serious about their research, and it just was great to see, man. It was great to see, and I look forward to seeing more.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure I'll be sharing more.
Oh, definitely, and I'll be bothering you to come back on for sure. But
I think what Raymond needs, though, I'm going to suggest this for Raymond.
Okay.
all right,
Raymond needs a camera guy.
yeah,
I would prefer to see Raymond in front of the camera than behind the camera all the time.
Raymond likes being behind the camera,
I
thank
know
you.
you do,
But
you know
actually,
what,
I've
dude?
been trying to do
Can
better
I be
about that
honest?
here lately.
Can I be honest, Raymond? I think you would do so much better in your investigations if you had a camera guy with you. And you can concentrate on your equipment or your questions or whatever, because I think you have, not saying it happens all the time, I think you have a tendency of missing things
Yeah.
when you're fiddling with your camera too much. And you know, with Bobby
Oh, yeah.
Mackey's, you know, at the beginning, your first part, I think if you had somebody holding your camera, I think the investigation for yourself would have been so much better.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you should think about maybe get one of your kids to hold your camera.
Well, I'm sure they would because they really want to do it too.
Yeah, Mason, my son, he comes out with me and holds the camera.
Yeah.
You
I'm
know
sure
what-
Michael would.
You know what you could do, Ray, to make yourself like feel more comfortable, like being in front of the camera, is have yourself have a camera in your hand, and then have someone just filming you on top of it.
Yeah,
so that
good point. Good point.
you know,
Yeah.
so that you're not even paying attention that you're in front of the camera, you're behind the camera still, and then mentally it'll take away from that anxiety of being in front of the camera.
You have a
Because
GoPro, right?
I had to do that in the beginning, so
No, but I'm going to invest in some.
So
Yeah.
what I was thinking, yeah. So what you should do is have a camera and have your phone camera going at the same time, and get a professional camera or something, and have your son or somebody hold that camera, and then go around with your phone camera. Because sometimes when you do that,
yeah.
you might capture something. No, and I'm not talking about audio. I'm talking about video. So.
And also, too, you have a good presence, man. You have a good, you know, you're very knowledgeable. You have a
Well,
good...
let's take it down a notch. So let's not.
Nah, man, no. He has good energy, man. He has good energy, knowledgeable, and you know,
Just wait. I'll make fun of you more, Brian. Just wait. It'll happen.
Right. Yeah, Brian just had to ruin the moment there. Just thanks.
No,
buddy.
no, that wasn't
Trying to
rude.
bring
That
yourself
was
to
funny.
sleep, Bob.
That was
You're
funny.
such
That's
a
just how we are.
You know what? You got to investigate with Raymond because he does make it fun.
Yeah.
He does
Yeah.
make it fun.
Well,
Those-
Ray.
those moments in between when you're filming, he'll make it funny.
Well,
And,
when you come to Connecticut, for sure.
well,
well,
shit.
hey,
You know what, guys? Like honestly, Connecticut for me is only a 7-hour drive.
Well, then why aren't you here? Exactly.
Well, you never let me answer.
Oh,
So I
all
can't
right.
really say exactly.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead.
You've never invited me.
I have to.
You've never invited me.
Oh my God, he's gonna go there.
So you know
all right.
what?
See, I've invited Brian, and he said yes.
I could. It's a simple drive. I can be there for like a night and then
All
come
right.
back the next day. You know,
Yeah.
it's an easy drive.
Well, let's set it up. You've heard it first, everybody. Here on Talking with the Source. I'm holding them to it. Everybody here should hold them to it.
Well,
Okay.
maybe I should come down when Raymond's there.
There you go. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
All three of us can
We'll
invest.
find a location, set it up, and go at it.
I think we
Yeah,
should
I
make
think
that.
that's a great idea. Wow, I'm going to be doing a lot of traveling in 2023.
Hey, but it's
Me
gonna be
too.
fun.
Me too.
So Huntophobia Canada can't be Huntophobia Canada.
Got to be Huntophobia International now.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah.
I do. I like it too. It's got a good ring to it.
Right?
Or just Huntophobia.
Yeah. Or just
Yeah. Just huntophobia.
Yeah, there you go.
Ray, shout out all
Yep.
your stuff for the viewers.
And no PETA.
You're looking to get stabbed, bro. You're looking to get stabbed. All right. Go ahead. Go ahead and shout out all your stuff.
Newsome Paranormal on Facebook. We're on TikTok, and we are on YouTube. And hopefully here very soon I'll have the rest of my team out with me. Because
Awesome.
right now it's mainly been me and Jeff, but we still have a blast.
It'd be nice to see that. It'd be nice. I know, Raymond, you're not always very comfortable in front of the camera and stuff like that, but it would actually nice to have you, do something on Parapost Network Central. Whether it's more live investigations or maybe your own kind of show, showing your own evidence.
Yep.
You don't
Yeah, we'll figure it
necessarily have
out.
to be on film. You can do audio and then just show your evidence.
Yeah.
Ray's, nope. Now I'm getting out of my comfort zone. I'm good. Yep. Yep.
It's like on that note, you all have a good.
Yeah. Exactly. Well, Ray, man.
I'm pushing.
Ray, thank you so much, brother, for joining me. And
Thank you for having me.
coming on too, man. I really appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
So I guess I will see you guys very soon in the back, and we will talk.
Yeah.
And you guys are gotta go.
For
So.
sure.
Sounds
All right,
good.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for everybody in the room too.
Thank you so much for joining in.
All right, guys. Bye.
Bye.
So everyone, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you guys sticking around. Once again, I'm founder, host of Talking with the Source. My name is AJ Capasso. As you saw before, Robin, who is my co-host, his name is Robin Haffern. He's from Haffern Paranormal. He's also a partner and also the host of Talking with the Source. And you just watched another episode of Talking with the Source. So visit us on Friday and Saturday. We have 2 more shows this week. Friday, we have 3 Haunted podcasts with Ashley Turner and John Kelly coming on. And Saturday, we have Anthony Sabellas coming on from Wraith World Podcast and Texas Wraith Hunters. It's going to be a 6 show. So come and join us. And until next time, later.